you can draw this in Procreate. And you can win a $100 Amazon gift card while doing it. You have all been doing such a great job following the previous tutorials and sharing your work on Instagram that I decided that I want to reward you. So I will be giving away 5 $100 Amazon gift cards. All you have to do is follow this tutorial. So make sure you watch it till the end and follow every step. Once you're finished, make sure you post your work on Instagram and tag me in the image. Make sure you tag me in the image and not just in the description of your Instagram post. So I will be able to find your work and pick 5 winners. Let's get started. You can draw this in Procreate. All you need are the brushes that are already in the app and 2 brushes, or actually 4, that are free, and I will leave a link for in the description. The canvas is 2500 pixels by 2500 pixels. And we will fill our canvas with a color. Again, I have made a color palette which you can download also through a link in the description. Here you can see my color palette. And we will go to the layers menu, these 2 little squares, and click the background color and then pick this light blue. And let's zoom out just a little bit. To get started, we will use a new brush that I made. It's a wolf head silhouette, and it's part of a new brush pack that I've made full of animal silhouettes. So if you feel creative and want to use more animals in your artworks, then go check out my new brush pack. And this brush, you can download it for free through the link in the description. Let's pick this purple color for our head. And I have the brush size set to 60%. And let's click in the middle of our canvas to drop in this head. If you want to move it around after you've placed it, you can just go to the little arrow and you can just move it around to place it where you want it to be. We will go to the layers again and we will make a new layer by clicking the plus. And we will use layer clipping mask. Just click on your layer and then on clipping mask to clip it to the layer beneath. Now we can only paint on the layer beneath, or at least the paint will only show up on the wolf's head. Let's get started on the background first. We will go to airbrushing and use the soft brush. And we'll start out with this very dark color here. And I have my brush set to 60%. Opacity is at 27. And we will start darkening this top area. Let's make the brush a bit smaller. We'll go to 40%. And we will make a nice gradient. And the top will be darker and the bottom part will be lighter. Let's pick this purple for the middle section. And this one right here. There, now we have a nice base, a nice gradient. We can soften this gradient a little bit by going to the magic wand and then to Gaussian blur to make it even a bit softer. Let's say a 15% blur. Now it's time to make another layer, so go to 2 little squares and click the plus to make a new layer, and don't forget to turn on clipping mask. And we'll start off by making 2 little hills in the background, and we'll use the monoline brush, which is under calligraphy. We'll start with this light blue for a little hill in the back. Just make a shape like this and be sure to close it and drag the circle into your shape to fill it. And we'll make another layer on top by clicking the plus again and using clipping mask again. And we'll use this darker blue and we'll make another shape in front. There, be sure to close it and drag in the blue. Next, we'll make a rock for our wolf to stand on. So make another layer again, use clipping mask, and we will select this color here. And we will make a rock shape. Just make a little bit of a wobbly line, about up till here, and then go down a little bit and close the shape. And fill it again with this color. And now let's add our wolf. Again, this is a brush that I've made for you and you can download it for free. It's part of my new animal brush pack, which is full of animal silhouettes. We will put our wolf on a new layer and let's drop it in. That's a little bit big, so I'll make the brush a bit smaller, let's say 9%. And now we can use this arrow to move it around till it's in a place that we like. Let's say right there. Let's continue to work on the background a little bit more. Let me first merge these two layers of the rock and the wolf. And we'll first go to this light blue layer. And let's add some trees there. And you might remember our pine tree brushes, which you can also download for free. So I'll just leave a link in the description. I have the brush size set to 19%. I'll go a bit smaller to 14. Just drop in some trees. You can also use the other pine tree brush, going to 8%. There, and we'll do the same thing for the darker blue layer. So make sure that you select that layer and also the darker blue color, and also make some random pine trees there. Let's also add some bigger pine trees in our foreground. Let's make a new layer for that. So we'll click the plus again and use clipping mask again. And let's pick this very dark color. And let's make our brush a bit bigger, let's say 40%. And let's place some of these trees in our foreground. Let's also use the pine tree broad at 30%. I like the way that looks. Let's just add a final touch to our wolf scene by giving some extra to our sky. Of course, it needs a moon and also some stars. Let's first add some stars. We need to go back to our gradient layer right here. That's layer 2. And we'll make a new layer on top of that. And there we will draw our stars. We'll go to the luminance brush set, which is already in Procreate, and use the glimmer brush. If you click the glimmer brush, you will go to the settings, and I have my spacing set to max, jitter set to max, and then when you go to shape, I have also set scatter to max. And we'll pick this light blue, and we will just start adding stars. And my brush size is 10%. I'll just put in all of these stars. And I also want to add some brighter color in the sky. So we'll make a new layer and we will be setting that to add. And we'll pick the nebula brush. And we'll also pick this bright pink color to start adding some colorful brightness to our sky. Just glaze a bit. And let's also use some of this blue. If you are enjoying the tutorial so far, then you might like my Patreon page as well, because there I share a lot of Procreate fully narrated video tutorials, ranging from beginner tutorials to more advanced tutorials. Let's get started with our moon. Let's draw a moon. We will make a new layer on top of this one where we just painted that nebula. And we will go back to the monoline brush. And we will use this very light blue. And we will draw a circle because the moon is round. And we will do that just about here. Hold your pen in place and tap with one finger on your screen. Hold it. And then let go to get a perfect circle. And you can just drag in this little circle into this circle to fill it. And now we will duplicate this layer. And you can do that by going to your layer and swiping to the left and click duplicate. And we will go to the one below, and then we will go to the magic wand and use the Gaussian blur. And this way we will add a glow to our moon. Let's say 20%, about 20%, that's nice. And now we will go back to the top moon. Click it and then select Alpha Lock. That way we won't be able to paint outside of the lines. And we will use a brush under textures, the Dove Lake. And we will use this gray here. And I have set it to, well, let's say 10%. And we will just add a little bit of texture to our moon to make it look more moony. That's it, our howling wolf scene. If you have followed all of the steps of the tutorial, then you are now ready to upload it to Instagram. And to get a chance of getting one of those 5 $100 Amazon gift cards, make sure to tag me in the image and not just in the description, so I will be able to find you. Have a great day, and I will see you next time for the next digital art tutorial.